Hey guys, so today we are going to discuss as to which chart shall we ideally look for a good stock. So before we actually get into determining as to which chart we should be ideally looking for, let us first understand what we mean by a good stock in the first place, right? So good stock as per me is something which has a sort of a trend, something like this, right? So where you have something which is called the higher high, right? And this is called the higher low, right? So higher high, higher low. I'll explain it to you. Just give me a minute. So higher high, higher low. So what it means that this high is higher than the earlier high, and this high is higher than the earlier high. And similarly, this low is higher than the earlier low, and this low is earlier than the earlier low, right? So this is sort of a pattern that you have to look into as sort of a good stock, right? Because that gives a sense that the stock is upward moving, and there is some, obviously we need to see into the momentum part of it as well, which I'll discuss in some forthcoming videos. But as for now, if we get to understand what is a good stock, how to define that, that is something which I would like to share over here. And the other thing which we need to understand is that when we are discussing in context of good stock, we need to obviously think through as to this trend which we should be ideally trying to see. Should be in a minutes sort of a chart, or should be in an hourly chart, or a weekly chart, or daily chart, or a monthly chart, right? So my take would be that please consider this for a monthly chart, because it's like the a player, a cricket player in, say, in a cricket team, right? So every player has their own bad days and good days, right? So if a player has performed well over a period of time, that suggests that that player is uh, like we can fall back on that player, right? So if the player has consistently performed over a period of time, that suggests that we can rely on that individual as a player, and we can take bet on that individual, right? So though that person may have their bad days or good days, right? So this is how we have to look into when we are determining the good stock, right? So my suggestion would be that please consider the monthly chart for this. This is very important, and this is how you have to look into. This is my perspective, right? You may agree or disagree. I totally leave that to you, but then this is my way of looking into things which I'm sharing across over here, right? So let me share some examples. So as you see over here, this is of HDFC, right? So as you see out here, that for HDFC, uh, let me try to draw. So if you see, there is a sort of a rally. Okay, so sorry, just give me a minute. Yeah. So as we see over here, there is sort of a rally, then there is a dip, then there is a rally, then there is a dip, then there is a rally, there is a dip, there is a rally, right? So but over here, as we have discussed earlier, that we are getting to see out here higher high and higher low, right? And sort of higher high and a higher low, right? And the higher high, the higher low, right? So that gives a sense that okay, this is a stock which has been performing over a period of time on a monthly chart, obviously over the years, right? So as we see over here, just give me a minute. Sorry, this is the sort of a monthly chart, as you see, which we have placed over here, right? So just clear it again, right? So it the thing that I showed was on a monthly chart, right? So let me show you, say, Hindustan Lever Limited, right? So Hindustan Unilever, right? So right? So if we see here also, we are getting to see some sort of a, again, yeah, so there is a sort of a increasing trend, and there is a low, there's a high, there's a low, there's a high, there's a low, there's high, right? So any good stock, right? So you'll see a sort of a, this sort of a pattern shaping up, right? You may see Nestle over here now. Let me try with Nestle. Nestle India. Right, so if we see Nestle India, okay, so over here also, uh, we can see a similar sort of pattern, right? So over here there's a high, there's a low, there's a high, low, right? So that sort of a pattern is shaping up, and as you see over the years, this stock has performed, right? So this gives a sort of a sense to us, a comfort to us, that okay, if uh, a company is this is a trend that we get to see in a sort of a stock, it we can have a fair assumption that this stock is a good stock, and the probability of this stock uh, going to do good in the future may be more, right? So I'm not saying that this is the stock one should be going for. There are obviously a series of things that one has to look into, but this is the very first thing that one has to look into. The This is my suggestion to you guys, that please start with a monthly chart, get a feel as to what the stock says over a period of time, to determine whether this stock is a good stock or not, right? So I'll be discussing a lot in the days to come, so please stay tuned. Please like, share, subscribe, comment if you have liked this video, and there would be many more things I'm going to discuss as the days progress, right? Thanks a lot, guys.